Good evening, everybody. It is Monday night, and hopefully, you know what that means. We're here. Your co-host of Monday Night. Teach, how are you, buddy?
Not too bad. We had a beautiful week in Michigan here the past 2 weeks. It's been like 70 to 80 plus, some beautiful weather. And just like typical bipolar Michigan, it is snowing today. So,
And we got Britt here to help start off with the show. Caffee Daddies. We're gonna get a chant like that going on sometime. I swear. One day. One day.
speaking of Britt, Mr. Britt today is the reason why we are trying a couple energy drinks. And I am signing a shaker that he sent me. And one thing that I recommend everybody do, it's not required, but it's definitely a nice additive, is if you send us something and you want us to sign it and send it back. Gotta hide a lot of the important info.
No
It's really
dogs.
nice. Yeah, it's really nice when you also send a return. You already got prepaid slip to go with it.
Very, very true. It does make it easier. That way it could just be sent out. Just put the flag up on the mailbox, right?
Britt brought this up last week, and I have these at my Dollar General right by me. I don't know if you've seen them before, Dollar General, Relly.
I've actually not. I don't even remember when's the last time I've been at Dollar General. To be honest with you.
But we will be trying Ntense. I've seen this brand at Dollar General, and it's probably not going to be great.
So apparently, just to let everybody know, if you see the title going on, what this drink is compared off to, we're just going to refer it as the M drink from now on. Why? It's because of lawsuit purposes. It is kind of funny, but at the same time, we do not want any disruption of this program. And, well, Ntense seems to be a knockoff of M Drink, or at least their version. So, electric citrus or low calorie berry punch? What do you think, Teach? Which one should we go with first?
You pick.
Let's go with the electric citrus. This seems like the OG.
Oh, I kind of messed up that E. I'll fix it in post. I'll get to this later. But with that, we did have Mr. Britt on the show last week. We both got some nice little packages from him wanting us to try these out, and he sent me a letter. So I will read it aloud. It says, "What's up, Teach? Here's 2 Ntense cans. Finally got the motivation, energy to get them packed up and sent. Usually I'd be down to try new cans when I see them, but this seems like Dollar General's version of M can. That amount of sugar plus the unusual intake of caffeine just wouldn't sit right with me. So in return for making me a guinea pig, I'd like to see your reaction on the show sometime. Could be a fun night. I know I've said it a million times, but I truly appreciate having me on the podcast. It was such a fun experience, and I've rewatched the VOD several times. I'd love to come back on anytime you need /want, and who knows, maybe a round 2 of expanding my horizons, ?
We do gotta send him a couple of things. I mean, I do got some more advanced GG and some stuff to go with him. My Juju stuff, I believe, is almost at date, but there's a couple things heading on.
And finally, he ends it with, also in my package is my glitch shaker and a return label. Would very much appreciate if you could sign it, however, and wherever you want it, Ayo. Definitely be a cool set piece being signed by the man himself. Stay safe, stay healthy, and most importantly, stay caffeinated, Britt." So, Britt, I will be getting this back out to you very soon. Get it signed tonight.
That package and the note was absolutely goated. So, I guess we try the yellow one, the OG.
So, Ntense energy. We have electric citrus and berry punch. It's funny because one of them says low calorie, the other one doesn't. But Ntense, you're looking at 220 calories in a can, 0 grams of fat, 160 milligrams of sodium, 55 grams of carbohydrates, 53 grams of added sugars.
Very high.
30 milligrams of potassium, 40 milligrams of niacin, 4 milligrams of B6, 12 micrograms of B12, 20 milligrams of pantothenic acid, which I'm going to be 100% honest with the Chief. I don't know what that is.
It's B5.
Oh, that's weird.
Yes. I've been trying to find that out as well, but I believe if we came across that with the Juvie cans, it's B5.
And
just like how niacin's B3.
On a
Also,
electric citrus, there's caramel color yellow 5. There's 160 milligrams of caffeine per serving, but there's no color dyes in the berry punch.
I will say though, you want to know what's actually very different as well that I'm noticing here?
Mm-hmm.
We have dextrose and let me see what else we have in here. Because I know there's high fructose corn syrup in the electric citrus, and there's dextrose, and I think did I see maltodextrin in here? There's dextrose in the berry. There's caramel color in here.
Yeah. The one thing that's most interesting though, Relly, that you didn't point out is they have on both of these labels, and they kind of describe it, but it's a little weird how they're calling it. This is a functional blend, and in the functional blend, it's supposed to be L-taurine, caffeine, inositol, ginseng extract.
Where's it say functional blend?
Powder extract and ingredients. Like it goes carbonated water. Dextrose,
oh, I see it. Citric. Functional. They make it so small, but yes, functional blend. L-taurine, caffeine, inositol, ginseng extract, guarana, powder extract, nisofonate, calcium bicarbonate. Yeah. So they go by blend. So I love how there's like, okay, carbonated water, dextrose, citric acid, and then the blend, and it shows you the rest of the ingredients. What the hell are we doing here?
Though for 340 milligrams of sodium, that's a lot of salt in an energy drink.
Yeah, how's the low calorie have more sodium than the regular? Interesting.
Oh, that is because the low calorie is 340 milligrams of sodium, and then the normal calorie, I guess, 220 only has half. Is 160.
Yeah, 160, no problem. 340, whoa. What the hell are we doing here?
Oh, it's exactly half.
Almost half.
Well, Britt, I would like to point out and say I feel like we were very nice and kind with us having you be our guinea pig, because I have a feeling that these are going to get really bonked with a hammer. Because I feel like these are going to be poison.
Wait, what? Why do I get the hammer for this?
You always know that joke and love to reference it.
All right, no, I'm saying, listen, I get the reference. I'm just saying, why do I get the hammer?
I don't know, because you're always hammer.
Damn it.
Electric citrus.
I'll settle for some fries.
So I'm assuming this is just a lemonade flavor or some just kind of citrusy flavor.
Well, it should be something like orange, but I'm assuming it's like a lemonade or something. But all right, you ready to crack this baby? Take one.
It doesn't smell awful.
Although I wonder why they do it the high fructose corn syrup in here. What the heck?
Doesn't smell awful. Doesn't smell great though.
Smells wonder. Cheap. Why does it smell like it's the same thing as like? Why does it smell like a cheap orange?
Because it smells like Lemon Pledge's second cousin.
Lemon Pledges. Hold on. You get leche?
No, I don't. That's the third cousin, the second cousin. This is the second, not the third.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done there, Bella.
So without further ado,
okay,
bottoms up.
Cheers. Pinky up. I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll give you the world's biggest pinky ring.
Have you ever drank a Four Loco and they for some reason took out the alcohol and now it's just bad?
I've never drank Four Loco. I try not to
I
drink.
I'd never have either, but I picture this being like someone made Four Loco but just didn't put the alcohol in and now it's just bad.
Is it orange? Is it
It's just
lemon?
bad.
Is it?
It's just bad. I'll give it one more sip and that's it.
It tastes like a chalky orange tap. It tastes like some like cheap emergency or something.
No, this just tastes like cheap water from a Lemon Pledge's mop bucket. Like this is just straight tastes cheap. It smells cheap.
It's not lemonade. It's not orange soda. It's not. This is why it's at Dollar General. I mean, what? I don't even know what this is. I don't know the profile. Nothing.
Like I just
cheap
immediately
citrus.
This just immediately gives me flashbacks of trying to drink some like seltzer or something where it's like lemonade seltzer. Like it reminds me of some cheap alcohol that's not even good. This just tastes like crap.
So believe it or not, my mother didn't actually believe me.
That you have a window?
No, it's what happens with the action of said window. Hang on.
Did you just throw it?
Yeah.
You didn't even pour, you just threw it.
That's actually the only second throw I've actually done. I think the first one was like a bang.
So this is getting a straight 0 for me. I would never recommend to buy this.
Realistically,
I'm being realistic, straight 0.
So, real talk. It's not disgusting. It's not disgusting.
Really, I'm going to put it into this comparison for you. You know what this literally is? This is Glitch Eye in a can.
Glitch Eye was much worse.
This is Glitch Eye in a can to me. This is like the bottom of the worst cans we've ever tried or tasted. I would rather drink Gummy Fish by either brands over this.
Tell you what, I'm gonna go 1.5 stars.
Damn,
because I didn't spit it out. Listen, I said 1 star, I'm spitting it out. 2 star, I'm not finishing it. 3 stars, okay. 3.5, that's what's good, and I'm buying a tub or buying a container, a case, whatever. 4 is good. 5 is a must try. So if we go by that logic, and I had to make a difference between 3 and 3.5 because that scale for a long time was kind of in limbo. So did I spit it out? No. Am I finishing it? No. Did I get through a quarter of it? No. Did it make the driveway?
Oh, probably. You hope so.
I think that's in the walkway. Can I get an IOU on cleanup? Got entertainment here, Pacino. Yeah, 1.5 star.
No.
But mind you, that wasn't a mic drop. That was a toss. That being said,
hopefully Berry Punch is better because I'm not expecting
the pain. Listen, citrus can. I'd never actually. Speaking of, I was gonna say berry has never been bad, but I also realized that citrus has never been bad until, well, just within the last 5 minutes.
This smells like knockoff Red Bull. Yep.
You know, there's some Spanish places that I'm not sure if it's a bodega or whatever. From what my coworker told me, there's this energy drink called Gasolina. It's apparently supposed to be knockoff Red Bull.
I'm about a gasoline. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I listen. I have no idea who's drinking Gasolina in Bridgeport, Connecticut, but he prefers to drink Red Bull Dragon Fruit now, and good for him. But that said, well, let's try this,
I
Teach.
I would like to reiterate one last time that Britt may have been our guinea pig to open up his horizons, but we at least sent him good stuff.
I mean, heck, I mean, hey, think about it. There's a good chance that when it's time for him to buy a tub, he might be of all the brands out there, he might be picking up a tub of Alti. And I listen, this is not a knock on Alti. This is not a gamer. This is not a knock on gamer subs. Of all the things we've tried, it's just that when a brand has only two flavors and he goes, you know what? All these companies are great. I'm picking this one right now with two flavors. So that's something.
If you make something good, you make something good.
Agreed. All right. So with that, well,
And do it for the people.
cheers. It's Red Bull, and then they put like a berry at the end.
It's at least not god awful like the citruses, but it's definitely not great.
It's not great.
It's like a Red Bull, and they put some Mio berry in there.
It's like somebody took Red Bull and sugar-free Red Bull at that, dumped in a little bit, kind of like 2/3 of sugar-free Red Bull, a third of Red Bull Blueberry, and then said, "Hey, let's water it down with some carbonated water." Phenomena. Here we are. I mean, in desperation, I get it. But at the same time, I put on Twitter, again, people, follow the Twitter page. I actually stumbled upon a dollar store because, as a request of somebody who is doing side work, he wants some paintbrushes from the Dollar Tree. So while I was there, I'm saying, what's there for pickup? We got Monster Reserve Watermelon, Monster Hydro Watermelon, the Monster Java Vanilla Bean. Tried that for the first time. Kind of like light and sweet coffee. I dig it. And what else was there? There was something else good there. I forget. But we know that we could find a good energy drink from the Dollar Tree. Correct, Teach?
Yeah,
So I'm
maybe
saying
like if
I'm
you paid the
saying
extra
that
couple bucks.
like I'm just saying, right? The if we're going by price range, we if it's in the $1 to $2 range, we know what we can get. Just I don't see why this would be.
So looking more
Why would
into
this
it,
be ever be a go-to?
it looks like this is a Dollar General brand, and it's only sold at Dollar General. Sold
Good,
exclusively at Dollar General. It's like
good.
their energy drink brand. And honestly, these are not great. The berry punch is at least better than the citrus. I'll give it a 3 because it's like a bad Red Bull with bad blueberry flavoring.
2 stars out of 5 for me.
Honestly, I haven't had one in ages. I honestly don't even know if I've actually could recall last time. But if you are on that much of a budget, just go buy Venom. It's not great either, but it's definitely better.
Oh yes. Actually, I tried. I think Venom has like 2 flavors.
They have more than that.
Well, only that I've seen, and it's 99 cents, made by Dr Pepper, right?
I don't know who makes it, but it's
It said the
definitely not cheap.
Man, I think I got one in my garage actually. Yes, I'm seeing the label, made by the Dr Pepper company. 99 cents. That's what it's supposed to be, and I gotta say that
Yep.
if you can find it, is good.
It's produced and distributed by Keurig Dr. Pepper.
Hey, but still good. It's still good.
Well, good, but it's a lot better than this. So, if you're at the Dollar General, just spend the extra $2
Okay,
or so.
so here's
A
the
lot of them sell
question.
monsters.
So, okay, you're on a drive at 1 p.m. and you got to keep going for a few more hours, and your only choice is Intense from a straight Dollar General. Do you stop and buy one?
No, I'm going to keep driving, go to the next gas station, and actually buy quality.
You know, of all the things to get to, my real opinion is let's go get to let's get somewhere else. I mean, it's like, hey, if we gotta stop for gas, I'll find a place to get gas. Like there's so many options. Like I actually remember where now this is the late 2000s, but I remember if you wanted an energy drink, the only thing they had was you either had regular Mountain Dew. You remember Volt? It was like a
I remember
soda.
Vault. Yep.
It was you either had regular Red Bull, regular Monster, low carb Monster, and Volt. That was all the choices you had. And me, I was probably either going for I don't know, whatever I'd probably go for I'd probably pick up like a Gatorade or an Arizona iced tea and keep her moving. Go from there.
Yeah, my stomach does not feel great after just taking maybe 4 sips at most out of both those.
Glitch eye vibes. All right. So with that in mind, let's swish around to you want to get to a more hilarious and disturbing subject as I turn on a little bit of music to set the mood and some laughs.
Setting the mood. Huh?
Trying to. So, as I said again, if you look in the title, section 2, we are going to call a certain drink in the market the M drink. And usually I would pull the Pat McAfee, if you're a sports fan, you know who I'm talking about, and just go, allegedly. Well, there's actually more than just allegedly at this point. So essentially, the M drink thinks the word that M stands for is essentially theirs. And going forward from there, it has come to my attention that to protect the brand, now granted, this is apparently worth, apparently Monster's like a $50 billion brand worth kind of company.
I believe it.
50 billion, I believe it. All across the world, the events they sponsor, going from action sports to NASCAR and just expanding from there. What Ken Block has done as a whole and the works. This
R.I.P.
has, yes, rest in peace, 43. So with that being said, Monster's grown from a good company, like from a real small company in the 2000s. Nobody knew what the hell it was. And now it's like before it was either you got regular and you got low carb. And I remember when there was 5 flavors that turned into 6. And now we have multiple lines and even another company that want to compete with Bang. So what they do is whether it fits meaningful or not, whether it fits in the food industry or not, essentially if you have the word monster in your name or a trademark, chances are you might be having something served to your doorstep. In this case, we're going to go into a couple of trademarks. Now, again, trademarks and copyrights can be very tricky. And a lot of common things is now AI art. But what if I told you that Pokemon has had a said lawsuit? What if I told you certain animes have gotten lawsuits? What if I told you a diaper company has been served a, hey, this might be infringement due to us and basically just harassment at this point?
Are you telling me
because
Monster is trying to sue Pokemon
yes,
because they're
Yes.
pocket monsters?
yes, Pocket Monsters is now basically Monster has listen, it doesn't matter if they're saying we are suing. What happens is there's a whole bunch of certain steps, right? But Monster Energy has filed a claim over Pokemon Pocket Monsters, as well as animes, Monster Hunters, and Monster Mizume. Why? Because they don't want any. Basically, they want people to know the difference in between. Well, I got news for you. Oh, and the diaper company? The diaper company is called Potty Monsters. You're telling me a kid's shitty diaper is to be confused with a drinking product? Pun intended. Are you shitting me? He's nodding his head. That's good.
Apparently.
So you're telling me anime babage is the same as drinking something? And by
Anime
the way,
what?
apparently anime boobage, babage, and anime kitty womp womp. Apparently that is to be confused with a drink. Hey, hold on. Wow. I just got some dreadful news, but I'm going to pull through it. But yes, that is what is going on right now. So to pull up this article, this is animesenpai.net because, Google just put me here to here. Lately, Monster.
Have you done any fact checking on this? Because that sounds like a sketchy website name.
Actually, this is no. It's just one of those. It's just one of those sites that reviews anime, man. So, Monster Mizume trademark claims. Okay, after Pokemon, it was the turn of Monster Mizume Every Day in the Life of Monster Girls. The Monster Energy Drink Company filed trademark claims against the anime series and wants it to change its name. Now, mind you, this has already been, I've checked multiple sites. I've been reviewing this for days. And even stuff that was back previous to years ago, even before Monster Energy Drink officially started as a company, they're basically kind of just saying it as, "Hey, you own this thing now. You keep the name of it. You still market it like this. You're still profiting from it. We want to see if you could change that." And believe it or not, I think even a Beauty and the Beast title of something also had a claim just to see if they could protect the brand, so to speak. So the M drink is going off.
Looking up at another website that I know to be notable on this kind of stuff, comicbook.com, one article posted up, released April 7th, is claiming the same stuff.
Yes. Ironically, when Monster Energy Drink first entered Japan, they tried filing a complaint under their M logo. This was instantly rejected because a company with a similar logo to Monster was already present in Japan. The original Monster company was advised to change their logo before returning. So they had to change their logo and enter Japan with this trademark claim hunting plan. It is noteworthy. Oh, this is the biggest thing. How big could this get? Let's see. You know how sports teams, especially with the live sports and TV ratings and seedings, are going up? Let's see. Let me see their value. The Toronto Raptors in US dollars is worth 3.1. Let's see. Oh, that can't be right there. But, oh, here we go. Apparently, it is worth $1.561 million. So, again, this isn't Monster Energy money, but this is big money. But what if I told you that the claw mark in the basketball, they also want a bigger piece of the pie? So it seems like they're targeting everything. And listen, both me and you are 5'7". And I work Monday through Friday with a guy in construction that's 6'5". We have height jokes multiple times a day, every day. And at 5'7", I have never reached the way that these guys are reaching. Criminy. What else is in jeopardy here?
I don't think it's like, it's one of those things kind of at this point, it's more publicity than anything. Because I don't think they're honestly going to get anywhere with this unless there's a major change in Japanese trademark law, because they're going after many monster style companies. I mean, think about it. It's Japan. Like Godzilla and everything, those are considered monsters. There's another name for it I can't think off the top of my head, but I know the exact words. Kaijus, I think it is. And like nothing will ever happen to that.
Does that claw look like the M drink logo?
Nope.
Oh, it's sideways, so I'm filing suit. Talk about big bully energy, as Britt put it.
Oh, did we ever update on the Bang case?
So essentially, there was a couple. Which Bang?
We covered it. We covered it with the false advertising. We covered that they were suing, but as this other article came up from researching that last one, Monster won that, and they won it and got $293 million.
Yes, they lost the lawsuit, and again, what ended up happening is, now we know that the founder, right? Again, it's very bad when the company you found basically end up having to resign from the said company.
And the funnier part is how wacky this is that even Critical talked about this a week ago on YouTube, apparently.
I mean, listen, if the last words you say before they get you out of there is we're going to continue to fight them, listen, you could put the Bang logo on X amount of bikinis, X amount of backpacks, and you could market everyone from age 12 all the way to 40. Okay? That's okay. If that's your game, that's your game. Whatever. You want to throw darts at flavors just like what G Fuel's doing right there? I'll get to them soon. Don't you worry, G Fuel and everyone who's watching. I am a fair man. But at this point, listen, it's just, quite frankly, just annoying.
So
it really is. But the Bang lawsuit, they lost, and the founder is basically saying that we'll get back at them. So when we last talked about this, it was, we have a new CEO taking charge. He's got 30 years of experience, and my thought was, right, again, we are both in our late 20s reviewing energy drinks, and we are talking to creators, we're talking to even CEOs, we're talking about ingredients. You know, as far as what we do on this show, we've came in with open minds, explored even a further palette than I originally bargained for. And I think we've come to basically kind of just got to it and saying what goes into a brand and how it's run. And I mean, again, I just don't see, when it's so corporate enough, a guy who's 60 years old, does he even know anything about energy drinks? It's like the GameStop CEO that hasn't played a video game since the original Atari. You're out of date, Chief.
There's another lawsuit, and around the same time this is all going on. Apparently there's a sandwich, I think they're sandwiches. Excuse my lack of knowledge on what this food is, really. You may know it better. Baseline is in Toledo, Ohio. There's a business called The Monster Shawarma, and Monster has filed a lawsuit against them. And this business has had their sign since 2002 when they went into business. Again, that's still like around near a couple of years around when Monster even started. And Monster is just now filing this lawsuit for saying that their logo looks too similar to Monster's, which I will admit, it does look pretty similar. It does look similar, but it's not exact. Actually, looking at it, it's dead on the same. except the little dash through the O. Otherwise, it's the dead same.
Oh my god.
Because, funny enough, because we're speaking about the M word, I tried this today. This came out a few weeks ago. And it's the Nitro Cosmic Peach.
To anybody that's trying to find this on my screen,
That's pretty damn similar.
okay, so but my thought is, right? My thought is, right? Because if you remember this now, Teach, you know skateboarding a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Could you, I'm not sure what the chances of, thank God if I stand on camera, what are the chances of trademarking a font? Because I can't tell you, now Thrasher Magazine's a bigger company than what it used to be. But there's so many times where you look at it in all these department stores where people basically rip off Thrasher Magazine. They'll use the name of their store and it'll have the yellow font with the flame shadowed over it. And we basically call it Thrasher font. Now, if it's the exact ripoff and the exact template of what they're trying to do, saying they're too similar, I understand. But could you trademark a font?
I don't think you can trademark a font, but I definitely think you can trademark a logo, but not necessarily.
Yes, you can.
What?
And it could be something if it sounds too similar. Like, for example, we found out that I found out in a case, I forgot what it was. Apparently a line and a rise sounded too similar, so they rejected the trademark on a rise. It was something like that. I'd have to go through an Andy Schrock video. But if something does sound too similar or looks too similar, they will not do it. So again, stuff like this is why I have no idea how Glitch I was able to get trademark and able to sell this product, because Glitch Y was first. Which again, I think about that stuff every other day. I'm thinking, when is this madness? When is this garbage brand going to be out of my sight? I don't care if Wildcat or anyone else is just at. I don't care who's involved. It's garbage.
So really, this just means when somebody comes up with the decaffeinated podcast, we sue.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a couple, there's been like a couple of something, but yeah, it's very interesting how that all works. Very riveted.
And on the side note, though, Nitro Cosmic Peach was pretty pleasant. This came out about a month ago. I've had it sitting in the fridge waiting for a good time to review. It was pretty solid. I actually will give it a 7.5 out of 10. Very tasty peach.
So, also one thing I want to make as a side note before I get into the next topic. So,
if anything, decaffeinated podcast would just be them talking about decaffeinated coffee.
Good evening, Sanderson, and it's Monday night. It is April 17th. Did you file your taxes this week? If not, I hope you got an extension. Otherwise, you might be getting a call from the IRS. Now, Sanderson, what did you do to get ready to mow your lawn this afternoon? Yeah, okay, Chief. But hot take, cold take, whatever. No matter what brand I try, does the packet not do the flavor itself justice, no matter what the brand is?
What?
It always tastes better in the tub than in the packet, correct?
Not exactly.
It seems to be the case as of late. I don't know how. I don't know why. I'm just saying, I remember tasting Advanced GG from a sample, a regular sample in a bag, and then the regular sample that comes with the kit. And yeah, the sample was better. And I have no idea if it's because the packet was old. I don't know. But every time I have a packet, it doesn't do it justice. Every time I have a sample, it hits.
Well, then give me a tub of Vinci G strawberry lemonade. Maybe I still won't be able to find the lemonade.
You know, I was actually thinking about buying one recently, but I've actually been trying to cut back, especially since I got some medical bills and other stuff I got to clear up first. But I will say, though, I also might be unloading some stuff, too. Which I got some stuff on hold for some people. And heck, I even found some rare finds. Like, for example, well, I mean, here's a couple of things you won't be finding anytime soon.
Yep.
And this is sealed.
What's your next topic, Mr. Relly?
So, well, this was all right. So, I'm not sure if you've noticed this or anybody else has with G Fuel this year. I have no idea what their quota is, but they're really, really trying to make quota. And I find it very funny how they're starting off the year, well, kind of the first into the second quarter, given banger flavors unvaulted and 2 creators. Now, do I think they'll taste a little bit different? Oh, absolutely. But banger flavors are getting unvaulted and going to creators. Peach Mango with Stone Mountain. We got Angry Joe getting Golden Apple Pear. And now we have Landmark getting Flavor Fusion.
You start the sentence off in a way different way than that ended. You started the sentence by saying they're unvaulting banger flavors, and then you ended with Flavor Fusion.
So, as onto that same point, granted, Flavor Fusion is not a banger like they think it is. Listen, I think that it's mid. I think it's somebody just trying to get bored. Because Blue Ice by itself, fine. Sour Cherry, fine. They both taste better on their own. Because when you mix them up, they come from 3.5 to 4 stars down at just 3 stars. It's like, I want more of this, I want more of that. Either change the Blue Ice formula, or better yet, maybe put some Blue Bomber in there instead. And like, I want to say 2/3 Blue Bomber, 1/3 Sour Cherry, maybe. Something. But it'll be better if you mix it in yourself with different flavors. I mean, just bring the regular Sour Cherry tub back. How about that? I think this is a gimmick, man. Because listen, we got the eBay thing going on, bringing back the glasses out of nowhere, bringing back all this sort of stuff. And I mean, did you see how they brought back all the Maiden stuff from Resident Evil? They brought back the Resident Evil Village Shakers.
Why do you think I've been lazy and still want to sell out of my collection behind me?
Because
there's no point in being a collector in collector boxes.
I mean, I'm starting to agree with this because, I mean, if somebody said, hey, granted, I can't believe they didn't re-release or find a small run of Maiden's Blood. I think if they really wanted to make their money, they could have done that. But they're bringing back all these different shakers, trying to bring back all these things where, hey, if you were a collector, some of these items are going for $50 plus. But now you're selling it online, on eBay, some codes, some not codes. And better yet, we mentioned last week how the chains, if you are a G Fuel creator and you got the Hype Sauce chain, you got a different chain than what Pink Drip is coming with. I can't wait until everyone starts rocking it and says, hey, G Fuel, my next green, is this a defect?
I just find it funny, and I think it's cool on them to re-release and bring back Peach Mango, Golden Apple Pear. Those are 2 banger flavors, I will admit, but I find
they changed the Peach Mango, though. That's the thing that I don't get. It's basically like peach rings with an aftertaste of mango. And that's what I think.
I don't have a sample of it. I haven't tried it.
I gotta get in my A game, and I gotta send you a couple of things. Some mystery things, but definitely a couple samples of that. So
I definitely feel, I should say, I hope that the Flavor Fusion Sour is a different formula, so it actually tastes good this time in a sour form, rather than it just being like Flavor Fusion, which was a disappointment. And really, you're right. Just take sour cherry and blue ice, put the powders together, you're gonna get a better flavor.
Not only that, but I think they're better by themselves. They
Yep.
are better by themselves, especially sour cherry. That got me through a whole summer, man. I was drinking that, and ironically, I think I was drinking that and blue ice, depending on my mood throughout 2 months of summer. But going forward, that right there, the sour cherry, blue raspberry, it does say in the description on the website, it is a reskin.
Oh, it does.
Yes. And
How
again,
can it be a reskin? Because they haven't had a sour one before.
And no, as in sour cherry, and instead of saying blue ice, they're doing blue raspberry.
Oh, okay. So they're just calling this a reskin of Flavor Fusion. Wait. Yeah, it would be. Yeah. Okay, I see. I'm putting together which one down.
Yeah,
so
so
sour cherry and blue ice. I get it
the
now.
original one, they put on the label that it is, they basically said blue ice, blue this. So coming out in 9 days. Although granted that the Cyberpunk Edge Runners collab, I'm hesitant on the flavor.
The flavor does not sound good to me, but I have to admit
again,
that's a very hot shaker.
Throwing darts.
That's a very hot shaker.
City Skyline, 360 degrees all around. That's the best shaker they've came out with as far as creativity. Now, do I think some designs where it's just one thing on the front that's totally different? Well, if it's a Skyline 360 degrees, much respect to the creators, man.
And I guess on a different but similar topic is how long, because it doesn't matter, how long do you have of a like brand or something before like you can use it or have it be relevant? Like, didn't Edge Runner come out a whole year ago, basically?
Remastered.
Now?
Yeah. Propaganda. Eventually this is going to run dry. This is going to run dry.
And even like on another weird topic, because this one's like in a weird way when you really think about it. Is it more respectful or disrespectful to have a vaulted flavor come back that you are now the name of? Rather than like, is it a good thing for Stone Mountain to have Peach Mango, or is it better for him to have his own flavor?
The question is, again, I have no idea the streamer's preference. I know that goes into part. And also, there's a Naruto release coming tomorrow. We think it's going to be that, you remember that soda candy can that we tried on the air?
What?
It's the do you remember the Naruto, it was the popsicle candy or soda candy, whatever that flavor is? It was a Vitamin Shop exclusive. You remember?
Mm-mm.
Remember, it's the Naruto can with him doing the Rasengan?
Oh, yeah. I was blown up by you saying all the other stuff. Yeah.
So the Remune. So that might be coming in. That's the guess of it coming in powder form tomorrow. Not only that, but that Naruto shaker, I expect that to be a high commodity.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's just that flavor now in a powder form, especially. Well, they would be technically competing then with, wasn't it Advance that has the Ramune flavor?
The Advanced GG, so regular Ramune is its own flavor. That's what they have. They also have a probiotic flavor, which I haven't tried that yet. But
let me look it up, because it just feels weird to me for them just to now have a flavor come out in a collab with Cyberpunk Edge Runners.
So, yeah, the Cyberpunk Edge Runners, that is grape, banana, apple. Again, throwing darts and saying, this is our guy. But at that Naruto, if it's even though it's more of a Remune, I kind of get like a orange vibe, 13th. Very similar. Yeah. And then there was the Gundam that was supposed to be the Melon Remune. That was a bomb. That bombed. Jeez. I mean that was just overall it's just terrible. Absolutely terrible.
I feel like though if they would have released that flavor 6 months ago when the show actually came out, it would be more of a hit than now. It just feels like it's one of those like, did it really take that long to get the flavor profile? Did it take that long to get the collab rights? Like, G Fuel's been pretty decent about getting collabs with stuff as soon as something's coming out. So why did it take this long for it? It just kind of feels irrelevant now.
Also, it's very funny because anime, it's kind of so weird, man. Like I've noticed that some anime that if you watch some anime from the late 2000s to the present time, I want to say outside maybe 3 years ago, there were so many that are still waiting in limbo for season 2, especially those hardcore no game, no life
Yeah,
people.
keep waiting, buddy.
Well, that one, guess what? Listen, I want to get political, but with all the stuff that they were facing there, at this point, you have a better chance of seeing God. All right. I wanted a legit Rosario and vampire. I wanted Skune to actually become a vampire. Spoilers, sorry. But no. Were there some scenes from the manga that actually came to the show and they were good? Yeah. But less harem, more action. That could have been his biggest fairy tale. If you know, you know. Which, by the way, I think maybe one day might see a release with them. Maybe.
But
They've already dipped their feet.
Also, back to your other point, which I think it's a thing again that G Fuel's kind of starting to run out of steam. That they're literally, as I always say, having the manatees throw balls out of the pool, because I believe the new Edrunners flavor is what, banana, grape, something. Let me look it up and see.
Grape, banana, apple.
Yeah, grape, banana, apple. What kind of flavor profile is that?
Throwing darts at a wall, my good man.
Yep.
And then we still got the Attack on Titan flavor that's not out yet. I thought that would have been revealed by now.
Did that get an announcement?
They announced that they're working on Attack on Titan, something, but it hasn't been released. It's basically been teased, but there hasn't been a pre-order, an announcement, nothing like that. It's just been a teaser. We're waiting to see what the actual flavor is going to be. Who knows? Is it going to be Titan's Blood as a remaster of Maiden's Blood? I don't know.
And look, at least they're also at least getting better with their April Fool's flavor, because pickle juice isn't as bad as hot dog water or glizzy water, or I mean, miso ramen was fine if you made it with ramen. Otherwise, why you're drinking it itself?
But also, they made 3 meme flavors. This is the only one that was not collabed. And you remember us saying it on this show for a long time. They should do pickle juice, and if they could, do a collab with Rick and Morty. Why? Because who wouldn't want Pickle Rick pickle juice?
Honestly, though, I feel like they're just running out of steam. Grape, banana, apple doesn't sound enticing at all. It doesn't sound good. I wouldn't want all 3 of those mixed together, unless I want an actual smoothie. Just feels like we're throwing dart at a board and just like, all right, what flavor we're getting now?
I mean, is that going to taste like a fruit punch with a little banana in there? Is it going to taste like a fruit salad, but water-based? I mean, like maybe a water-based smoothie? Like
I could see apple and banana working together, but I can't see grape, apple, banana. They just kind of clash.
I'm kind of wondering what it's going to be, because, I mean, my thought is, right, we're throwing darts at a wall now. And I'm going to continue saying that. It's just going to be my trademark at this point, if I could. But there's so many simple flavors that they have not done that are still in good demand. Like, people have wanted a straight banana. For over a year, they thought about it because of the NFT garbage that got totally canceled. And thank you for all the viewers out there, right? And thank you for all the respective brands out there that are not getting into this NFT garbage. But I remember there was talk about a banana flavor. Strawberry bananas brought back in one of the Pac-Mans. Thank you for that, because that was in high demand. Now, if you're going by the plasma, yeah, that was not in high demand, but whatever. There's certain flavors that are just so simple that they could execute that people will buy. Straight strawberry, straight blueberry, A, straight banana. Simple things. But we're just trying to put stupid names on them and say, send it. Like the Resident Evil thing where it's a fruit. I don't even know what the hell it is. And by the way, this is going to be the third time around now. Steel shakers are decoration until proven otherwise.
I have reiterated it many times, and I still think people need to open their eyes to it because they're so blinded. But like, when are people going to hold G Fuel responsible? Like, they're just following a blind company at this part, and I don't want to hear it's because the community is great. Because honestly, meh. Because like, if you were a G Fuel
not as good as what
fanboy
it used to be.
if you were a G Fuel fanboy that hard, the entire fan base should be hitting up them on Twitter and being like, "Yo, you can bring back green apple, golden apple pear. You can bring back peach mango. What's the other flavor that everybody cries for? It they always want. I could care less that they brought it back, but there's another one that everybody cries for and they don't ever touch it. Grapefruit.
Some noise is going on. It's kind of just getting her a little riled up. But you're absolutely right. And to be honest with you, I hate to say it, but you want to know why I think that the G Fuel community is not what it used to be? Number one, there's guys that have jumped ship. But number two, they're ambassadors now. They can't critique anymore because they want yes men.
Yep.
Now, granted, right? We've had Shock on. Reed's a good guy. He is.
Fantastic guy.
But even when he wants to criticize, it's not going to be, dude, this sucks. What are we doing? It's more of like, sorry, G Fuel, but I don't know if it's for me and most people, maybe somebody. It kind of beats around the bush. And I just think, and I don't want to throw him under the bus by any means. It's just when it comes to the criticism, right? I think there's a chance that he may just be too nice.
I get it with the sponsorship and everything and being a big part of the brand. I get it. But even when it comes to not Shock, there aren't many people that are willing to say the right things that need to be said about criticisms or they need to be applied. The only time they're upset is when their product doesn't get shipped or there's a defect, which they should definitely be upset when there's a defect. But it's like the only time you hear an outcry.
Well, yeah, and another thing, right? We used to see good things like, hey, everybody, what's going on? I hope everyone's enjoying their day. I got this in the cup. And now, this got put to the kibosh on, but there's certain G Fuel groups that are going, listen, guys, we get it. But you know what? No more advertising codes here because that's 60% of the feed. Okay, so I'm sorry. Great, humble community, this and that, yada, yada, yada. Now it's just kissing up to people to hope to God they use your code. What is this, Dubby? Come on.
So the funny thing even about that too is they are so back and forth on it.
Yes. Also, I found something out, and I want to know what your take is on this, Teach. This was somebody on Twitter, I forget his name. But he basically referred to Dubby as a pyramid scheme. Now, I don't feel like it's exactly that, but it could be something potential with extra steps.
It's not like I understand the foundation of what they're trying to say, but if they're going to say it about Dubby, then you can say it about literally every energy supplement company.
That was the one thing I was trying to describe, and that's what kind of hit me. And I'm literally here tapping my desk, fidgeting here for 5 or 10 minutes, just going, I get what he's trying to say, but can I put it in not just paragraph form, but in a loud Twitter character, tweet form of what the hell he's trying to put on the pad. Now, do I believe that it's not legitimate as other brands? there's been a big talk right now that, hey, I'm a creator. I had questions I haven't gotten back to in 2 weeks. And meanwhile, Debbie's only been around for 2 years. Isn't that crazy?
You can make
Only
arguments that
2
like
years.
their logo, their advertising, their branding, and everything is jokey. It can be taken not as accepting, I guess you would say, but I don't feel like they're a pyramid scheme. And I wish that person would go more in depth to what they're trying to imply as a pyramid scheme.
I think they basically just kind of put it where they don't care about you. They just want you to buy a product. They want you to advertise that somebody else could become sponsored and they buy our product, and that's it. You're not supposed to
So
talk to
at
them. You're not getting anything for free. No one's going to use your code outside that one purchase.
at that
So it's
at
all
that
just fraudulent.
at that baseline though, isn't G Fuel a pyramid scheme?
I'm not sure what's going on with their ambassador program, but not everybody gets in like W. There's even people that don't even have any content creating, and there's basically the way that the W program works, from what I'm told, is as long as you have an email address, you can get a code
Like
and it will work.
I know that, I get that, because even our own mod technically has a W code when they first were really pushing it, and he just said,
Basically, just get an email address and you're accepted in 5 minutes. They're like, hey, get sponsored in 5 minutes. That was literally a thing they're promoting. And 2 years into it, the fact that they go on Twitter and they're like, hey, sorry we haven't got back to you in 2 weeks. We've been stacked. We're doing orders. It's like, I'm sorry. Isn't the founder and owner basically taking ship on this? Social media, helping pack orders. Doesn't he have employees? And if you're not getting back to people in 2 weeks, are you just getting too big for what you need to be? And you keep pushing all these flavors, all this inventory and everything else, right? Have you gotten too big to where you can't handle it? Do you not want to hire employees? There's something going on where it just seems there's too much going on for it to be stable.
I don't think calling it a pyramid scheme is correct, because that just could be related to so many other companies by how they're trying to use it. I think you could make a point that Chuck originally brought up when we had Chuck from Alti on the show, that it does seem odd in a way of how W just churns through smaller creators or smaller people, and how they don't have many like higher or top more tier creators. It's more a lot of smaller ones, which I do agree. It's good to have smaller content creators for every brand, because it still gets the name out there and it's so good to support them. But they go through so many, and you can make a point about just churning through it, but I don't think they're a pyramid scheme, because pyramid schemes are different.
Pyramid schemes is where the people above you need you to go run through the water to make them successful, and that's that.
Because it's like, really, I need you to go tell 3 friends about glitch Y, and then I need you to have those 3 friends to start making more sales for me, and then so on.
So basically, you tell your 3 people and you sit back, and then the next 3 people keep following up, and the more people know, the more you get benefited, the works. And yes, it's not a pyramid scheme, but is there definitely business practices that I say I could not agree with? Oh, absolutely.
So
Also,
I don't think they're right to say pyramid scheme.
One thing I will say though, so there is a company out there. I will not say which one, because I believe it's a surprise at one point. But there is an energy company that's going to be attempting a coffee flavor. And apparently, so this is the, let's see. This is the, try to find the tweet from them, because I remember they abandoned a project. Okay. Let's see. It is with great sadness to announce that we have decided to kill our iced coffee energy drink project. Know when to hold them, know when to fold them. If the flavor can't be a 10 out of 10, we will not pour our name on it. Even though if something drops April 15th, This is from Dubby. And if we go into the comment sections, let's see. Undead King says, really appreciate the transparency. And honestly, out of curiosity, how many attempts did you guys try? Dubby replies, 6. So, again, I try to give credit where it's due, no matter if I like the company or not. So, I'm not a huge Dubby guy. I don't think you are as well. But I got to give any credit to a guy. And even if they did one run and just said, F it, sorry. The fact that they tried to make a flavor 6 different times and basically just said, not good enough.
I can respect that. If you're not willing to stand behind your product, I fully respect them canceling it. I get that.
Well, my thought is, right, 6 times. Mm-hmm. Once, twice. Now, I'm not sure how the flavor would go with you, Teach, but if hypothetically, this would never happen, but if this program was going to make a company, we're deciding flavors and, basically some guy in a suit goes, hey, you, Teach, at Teach Plays, do me a favor, try this. How many times would you say this can't go on? Like after the third or fourth time, don't you say, okay, this isn't it. We're gonna move on to the next project instead?
I wouldn't be able to tell you how many times exactly, but regardless, if it's not something up to their standards that they think they can put out, I respect it. They tried 6 times. If it wasn't what they want it to be and can't get it to be what they want it to be, then yeah, just scrap it. There's no point in still just making and releasing it and having it possibly damage their name.
Not only that, but when it's through third party, I mean, there's a lot of steps you gotta go through. I mean, there's probably a good chunk of change spent into that. I will say, though, kind of being biased as a New Englander, but the fact that Dunkin' Donuts is coming out with iced coffee cans, it's making it very less and less likely that we're going to get iced coffee in a shaker. Now,
I think stop with that, honestly. Just like, we don't need coffee in a powder form like that. I think that's just a terrible thing to taste and try.
I'm not opposed, honestly. I'm not. But the problem is, now, especially over in other countries, right? How many American households have a coffee maker?
I couldn't tell you the number, but probably a lot.
It's in the upper 90s, I would imagine. Right? About 95% of households, something like that at least.
Couldn't tell you the exact percentage, but I'm sure it's a high number.
Too damn many. Now, I got to see how this goes, Madrina's, but I gotta figure out what's going on with them. We haven't spoken to it too much, but I think it's a little different. I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff cooking in the market, and I think it's gonna be a wild year. Wild year. Whoa, hold up. I'm seeing something. 6 is not close to enough time. Sweet Paradise went through over 30 tries. Our Peaches in the cans went through at least 10. So I understand, and this is Jordan from the CEO of Freshen Up. So my thought is, right, this is in-house, so it's a much different procedure. So I'm not sure how this goes, and I know the process is kind of classified at the moment, which I completely respect that. But if you're going through third party, and then who knows if you gotta have that powder shipped throughout. I'm not sure where it's being shipped from or how it's being made. Well, if it's in-house, I'm pretty sure you could tweak it on site right on the spot. Boognass, go ahead, brother. Always.
So I would love to be proven wrong in this, but even looking more into it, it looks like Madrina's, with some asterisks, is basically just grounded coffee in a tub.
So grounded coffee. So is it coffee with extra steps? Or a different procedure?
Ingredients is just pure cane sugar, non-fat dried milk, cold brew coffee, natural flavors, natural caffeine.
So it
seems
looks like an energy powder, but it's actually a coffee.
it just seems like it's basically coffee, grinded coffee in a tub. And there's like, I'm looking at this flavor, for example, and it has 34 grams of sugar.
This cherry limeade flavor looks interesting, but I'm just unsure about coffee cherry limeade. You know what I mean? Just kind of like the boundaries there.
Also, the other thing is like
maybe I gotta find it, Brian. I might have to find it in that box of samples. I just had so much stuff on there.
But also think of it this way. From what I'm looking at, again, this seems like just grounded up coffee. It's $20 a tub for this cold brew coffee classic mocha. There's 8 servings. They advertise it as 8 servings in a tub for $20. Just go get coffee. Like, go buy a normal bag of beans, or even so roasted grounded beans.
I wonder about that myself. Let's see, classic vanilla. I mean, if you're gonna have coffee with extra steps, I mean, maybe this will save you from Starbucks runs. But again, you could just make those things at home. Yeah. I'd have to try more. And okay, so let's see. This is the
8
this
servings
is the French vanilla
per tub. Just seems ridiculous.
Okay, 8 servings per container. Sugar cane, dry milk, cold brew coffee, natural flavors, natural caffeine from the coffee, contains milk. I mean, essentially, it's instant coffee.
Yeah, right. Steroids. It just seems like grounded up coffee in a tub.
$40 ship for 32-ish servings. Okay, I can't knock it.
Which you could argue there's a difference between that and something of like what G Fuel did with their French vanilla, where you have an energy formula with other B vitamins and whatnot that was also, no sugar.
But the problem with that one was, do I think it was a little more on the powder side? Yes. But when you have a coffee, you expect a richness and almost like a cream, especially when it's French vanilla. If you don't have any cream sort of flavor, if you don't have something, it felt bland. It felt like it just didn't have the pizzazz. It was out of place. Now, again, the few, the proud, I'm just not so sure. And Jordan, question for you. Now, this could be a basic flavor. This could be a regular flavor. Just the devil's advocate here. How many times do you think would be appropriate to try a flavor? How many trials before you would say send it? Because again, everyone's going to have a different take on this. It's all going to be made differently.
I'll say, if you're playing devil's advocate, can you also say it's a bad thing that it took 30 tries?
Again, I'm not sure how the procedure is, but I do think where it's like 30 sounds alarming. But I mean, if it is something else, yeah. To be honest with you, Boog Nest, I actually still got some of the tub with it, and ironically, that collector's box is somewhere behind Teach's head, or somewhere on that wall. French vanilla CB.
I think that's on the lower area down here.
Well, somewhere above your head. So in water, this is actually funny. I've tried it in milk. I tried it in water. I tried it in hot water, and every single time I've tried it, and I've wanted to like it. My mother liked it. I remember her drinking, hazelnut light and sweet when I was a kid from Dunkies. During the process of it, again, it seems like you have to add something to it. Or I myself would have to add my own cream, or I would have to add my own sweetness. The notes were just too bland to have it stick out, and I just didn't think it was worth it.
Honestly, my take, just let coffee be coffee. Stop trying to make it into an energy powder. Just let it be coffee beans.
Okay, that I can understand. I'd say that's reasonable. Now granted, I do like the 10 different tests, and I love when, especially when you could go back and compare and just say, rinse your mouth out with some water and just say, okay, this one's strong, this one's weak, this one has this tone, that tone. I think 10 is actually all right. So the fact that 30 of it is, and this was what flavor? This is Sweet Paradise that's going to come out? Okay. So whenever Sweet Paradise comes out, that was clearly all hands on deck. I don't know, Teach. I'll just say this. I'm glad that I get to review flavors and try out flavors and get to try to find the positives and the not so positives rather than me trying to create my own. Because I can capture my vision, but I can't capture a vision for a majority of people.
Because it's hard to please everybody. I mean, here's an easy example. Shiny Splash. Everybody in that community loves it. We think it's very mid.
It's mid. There's others that think it's top tier.
You can't please everybody with the flavor, no matter what business. You can't please everybody with something.
Hey, just remember, people are praising that Juvie watermelon limeade.
Yeah. That's just what we call a hype brand because of Nate shot behind it. Juvie wasn't that good. It was very meh.
I'm sorry. The carbonated lime and tonic, as I'm calling it, it's not putrid, but again, nothing worth the hype about. If there's 10 things in a line, I'm not going for Juvie. I'm sorry.
And on that note,
so to end the show, we've clarified, and I actually was wondering if that was classified or not. But hey, if you watch the show, you know it's coming. So in the works is Freshen Up Coffee. And I guess we go for, I don't know. Hopefully we don't get sued before next episode. The way that this is going on.
So what we have learned today in episode 71, we tried some intense energy thanks to our audience member Britt, who was on last week's episode. If you want to see what it's like to try different,
the driveway.
Yeah,
I forgot
to see what it is like to try other brands and broaden your horizons. Go check out last episode 70, and you'll see what it was like for Britt to try other brands. Or check out episode 69, nice, for where we tried out gamer subs. Ntense, it's not good. It's the glitch eye of cans. Just go spend $1 if you have $1 on Venom or something better. We also learned you can't say monster or use monster in any form now, or monster is coming after you. We are hoping now, as Teach says this, we are not getting sued simply for saying the monster. Don't play pocket monsters anymore. Playing pocket monsters will get you sued. If you've ever heard of Digimon, I wonder if Digital Monsters is now getting sued. So monsters gone a little bit shit crazy, and that's what happens with mega conglomerates and monopolies, essentially. And we'll be back next week for episode 72 with hopefully solving a show and not getting sued for saying monster or ever using the word monster or, showing off a monster can to review.
And in fact, 72 actually sounds like a decent number. I'm not going to say anything, but I'm going to ask around. We'll see how it goes.
And on that note.
So with that, I'm going to leave that as an open-ended surprise for next Monday, and we will go from there. So everybody, you know the deal by now. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for making us your weekly co-hosts of Mr. Monday Night. Two halves or a package deal here. Stay safe, stay healthy, enjoy the warm weather, drink your freaking water, and of course, stay caffeinated. Take it easy, everybody.